Reading, writing, speaking, and listening. I'm pretty sure you see these words all the time. But what are they? They are the 4 foundational skills of language learning. You can't build a house without a strong foundation. Similarly, you won't become a well-rounded speaker of a language without building upon the 4 foundations of language learning. But how to develop them? Today's Ballooncast looks into 2 of them, listening and speaking. And we'd like to share with you 10 strategies for improving these 2 major skills. We hope they make a difference in this fantastic journey, which is the language learning process. Listen and discuss these strategies with your teacher. Number 1. Listening is made up of understanding the sounds and meanings of words, as well as the pronunciation patterns of words, phrases, and sentences. In your spare time, take the opportunity to listen to podcasts in your field of study, to our Ballooncast episodes, as well as recordings of short stories and novels. Listen several times. First to get the gist and the general patterns of pronunciation, then to understand new vocabulary and context. While you listen, try pronouncing portions of what you are hearing. Number 2. When you listen, you acquire new vocabulary, new ideas, and new ways of saying things. Research shows that simply listening to a lecture will lead to limited acquisition. Instead, you need to activate what you have heard by taking notes, reviewing them, and trying to use the language in other contexts, such as in a discussion with a study partner. The most effective way of learning new ideas is to teach. Take what you've heard in a lecture, organize it, and share it with another person. In this way, you are more likely to remember new words, expressions, and ideas. Number 3. Whenever you listen, remind yourself of your purpose. In some cases, you may listen passively, not bothering to remember most of the information you hear. For example, when you are in an airport, you will hear hundreds of announcements, but only need to worry about those related to your flight. In other cases, you need to listen actively, measuring each idea you hear in terms of what it means to you. You might listen to understand, to summarize, to make a decision, or for other purposes. Knowing the purpose helps you focus on what to listen for. Number 4. Interrupting is a key part of listening. When you are in a conversation, one of the simplest and most basic ways to interrupt is to appear confused or frown. The other speaker will often take this as a cue to pause and explain in greater detail. Otherwise, stop the other speaker and politely ask for clarification. The speaker may repeat what was said, paraphrase the idea, provide an explanation, or provide an example. If the clarification satisfies you, smile and nod. If not, ask questions to help you better understand. Listening strategies include top-down and bottom-up approaches. In a top-down approach, you listen to predict what the talk will be about, based on your background knowledge, to identify the main idea, to draw inferences, which are guesses based on the facts, and to summarize ideas. In a bottom-up approach, you tend to listen for specific information, such as keywords, directions, or instructions. In bottom-up listening, the main idea is not as important, and you can't necessarily summarize the ideas effectively. Understanding why you are listening helps you choose between top-down and bottom-up approaches. Number 6. When you speak, you often end up repeating certain questions, answers, and statements. For example, you may ask questions when you meet someone new, provide answers about yourself, and make statements about everything, from the weather to the latest news. For both informal and formal situations, practice these conversations in your head and say them out loud, adding details that help make you seem friendlier. Find opportunities to speak. For example, try engaging in short conversations with other commuters or people where you study or work. Number 7. You might not speak as much as you would like to because you become nervous in classroom conversations or social situations where you have to speak in front of a group of people. In these situations, you might feel that you cannot express yourself properly perhaps because you cannot grasp the right words or keep up with what others are saying. But it's better to try and sometimes fail than to avoid speaking more than necessary. Practicing speaking is the principal way to improve your speaking skills. Number 8. In academic situations where you need to make a presentation in front of a class, spend as much time as possible on preparation, rehearsing what you have to say until it feels conversational. Don't memorize it, but speak as though you were explaining the ideas in a relaxed way to a close friend for the first time. Use confident body language and maintain eye contact with at least 3 people, one on either side of the room and one in the middle. This gives the impression that you are looking at everyone. Smile. Smiling will help to relax both you and your audience. Number 9. During classes and lectures, ask permission to record part of what you hear on your mobile phone or other audio device. After class, listen to portions and improve your speaking skills by taking time to repeat what you have heard several times. This helps you with intonation patterns and the pronunciation of key words and expressions related to your teacher's ideas. This not only prepares you to discuss the ideas in class, but also serves as an effective study aid. Number 10. When you are tested on speaking, it is often done as an interview in which you must also understand the questions you hear. The most important thing is to ensure that you understand the question or speaking prompt. If you are not sure, politely ask for clarification. Take a moment to consider your answer and then focus on giving a complete answer. Don't try to say as little as possible to avoid making mistakes. If, partway through your answer, you realize you have misunderstood the question, ask for the chance to begin again. This is better than delivering an incomplete or wrong answer. The bottom line is, to really improve your English, take every opportunity to read, write, speak, and listen.